New rumors state that Call of Duty 2018 is Black Ops 4 and, better yet, is coming to Nintendo Switch. It's a game that we have wanted on the hybrid since the inception. Will it happen? Will it be good? Will it be good for Nintendo? Let's discuss. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach here from Switch Force. Gabe is here as well. We're always both here. It's just kind of like peanut butter and jelly.
Well, today I have to bring all the grains of salt with me, Zach, because we're talking about something that, may or may not be true. But I got the salt today.
Good. Marcus Sellers is the originator of this rumor. He is at this point, notorious rumor monger on Twitter. Now, some people have the impression that he gets a lot right. Some people have the impression that he gets a lot wrong. He definitely talks a lot. If you go on his Twitter account, just since the beginning of February, he's already predicting Call of Duty and FIFA and Madden on Switch and there's a lot there. So take it with as many grains of salt as you would like. He says, COD 2018 is Black Ops 4 and is coming to PS4, Xbox, PC, Switch. It is set in the modern times and is boots on the ground. The Switch version will support DLC, HD Rumble, and motion controls. The Switch version is also being ported by a company which is familiar with COD games. So that is the rumor that people are kind of worked up about. But regardless of the validity of this, it's very interesting to talk Call of Duty on Switch, especially given the context that their $1 a week online service is now launching in September, right before that juicy holiday gaming season.
Yeah, it makes all the sense in the world, right? With the launch of the Nintendo Online, the paid online, of course, because it exists now, you want big multiplayer games. We can probably imagine there's a Smash port or something Smash-related coming, and hopefully something else first party that will cater to the online community, but third party needs to really step up on here, and Call of Duty would be just the ideal fit for it, right?
Absolutely. I mean, if you're going to launch that service and start charging, you're going to need to bring games with it. Even though it is such a small dollar amount, I mean, asking for $1 a week is, at that point, like, why even charge? I mean, I don't know. To me, like $1 a week, you'd probably find that in a parking lot every week. But regardless, you are going to need some games to convince people, like, hey, there's a reason to pay for this now. And as far as we know, there's not a major Nintendo game that will take advantage of that. Obviously, the hopes are that a Smash Brothers Ultimate Edition or a new Pokemon with epic trading and battling is that game. But third-party multi-platform multiplayer games would also be a really great incentive to subscribe to the online. And if Nintendo is to make a big online push in the fall, I think that only further enhances the Switch in the eyes of gamers everywhere. Now you not only are this great system for exclusives, now you're not only this great system for indies, now you're not only this great system on the go, but you bring some of the biggest franchises in the world and the number one shooter on console in the form of Call of Duty. You can play it online, you can play it on the go, you can play it on your Switch. That's a big deal, and if Nintendo is gunning for that, I'm clapping for them already.
Yeah, but then it becomes interesting to see how the audience receives this, right? You would imagine most hardcore Call of Duty players, they're going to stay on the platforms they've been playing on. PlayStation still has exclusivity for a lot of the DLC. They get it first. Xbox gets it a little bit later, but then there's also 4K, things like that I'm sure this Call of Duty is going to do because it's just later in the year, and past Call of Duties are already enhanced for 4K. So, right. Other than, hey, you can take Call of Duty with you, is that enough to bring someone over who's on PlayStation and doesn't want to necessarily buy the game twice? Because I can foresee that happening a lot. And honestly, if this Call of Duty is good, that's probably what I can foresee you and I doing. Right, we'll probably play just double dipping, playing it on PlayStation 4 for the good 4K experience, things like that for your PlayStation Pro. But also, if you want to take it on the go and carry that campaign with you, you can have it on Switch. It just becomes, what do we think the audience wants more? Here's a question: is Switch automatically the least popular platform if Black Ops 4 comes out again? Indeed, if
just
this
because
is true.
of numbers, yeah.
No, yeah, sure. Again, sheer numbers.
I mean, and if you're going to talk percentages, like, okay, we're going to compare the amount sold to the install base. I don't know. I think Switch will. I think it'll be surprising because, look, nothing like this has happened thus far. I'm not gonna say that there haven't been day and date ports, but nothing of this caliber, and nothing of this sales, mega force. Nintendo has had plenty of Call of Duties, and they have had plenty of weird iterations of Call of Duty. Black Ops 2 was on Wii U. I remember getting that. But there have also been a number of Call of Duties, including Modern Warfare 3, World at War on the DS, which is very weird. They're not afraid to port it. They're not afraid to mix it up. I don't know that you'll need to get some like super dumbed down version. Marcus Sellers claims they're targeting 900p, 60 frames per second, which is plenty fine. For me, Call of Duty is not a franchise that I really care so much about the most pristine visuals. I actually would prefer to play it on Switch. It's not going to look that much worse. And being able to play that multiplayer on the go, tethered to my phone or Wi-Fi, or just chilling on the couch, that's super enticing to me because I never get enough time to play Call of Duty. And I think I would play much more of it if I had that flexibility rather than needing to be tethered to my TV.
Yeah, I mean, it would be really good for a lot of people. I'm sure that there's a ton of people out there that kind of feel the way you do, that, taking it with you wherever you go, huge incentive. And yeah, instead of 4K, I'll just go with that. That's perfectly cool. I just wonder how it's going to do. Do we want to just say, just individually, do we think that this is real or not? First of all, do we think Black Ops 4 is the next Call of Duty?
I mean, it makes sense.
Right? Black Ops traditionally sells well, critically very well received. The player base really likes the first two a whole lot. I don't know how they feel about the third
one. First three, yeah.
Yeah.
They still sold well. I mean, Call of Duty has good momentum right now with World War II for the most part. I think keeping it boots on the ground makes logical sense. Going back to Black Ops seems like combining those two would be fan service a la mode. And if Activision is going to start on Switch, this is a great place to do it. There's another interesting rumor that involves a certain Bandicoot and bringing him to Switch. So maybe this is just part of Activision's Switch Awakening 2018. But regardless, it makes a lot of sense, and it would be very cool to see Nintendo utilize their online service launch to promote and really push that, hey, we can do the big multi-platform multiplayer games. It might not be the same graphics, it might not be the same frame rate, but it's going to be good enough, and you're going to take it on the go, and that is pretty cool. Sales for this will be fascinating. Like you mentioned, is it a Me Too double dip? Does it, percentage-wise, sell better than something like Xbox? I don't think it does. I think the type of gamer is still a little bit different on the Nintendo platform, but who knows? You could be seeing 20 million Switch out there at that point. Do you foresee a scenario where 25% of Switch owners buy Black Ops 4? Could we get 5 million copies on Switch? Is that feasible, reasonable? Let us know your take in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching. Again, Marcus Sellers, he is a man of mystery. He gets a couple grains of salt. He's predicting this, but outside of that prediction, it would still make a whole lot of sense. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. Make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest and greatest from the Switch and the actuality of this Switch rumor. Until that time, everybody, for myself and Gabe, Switch Force out.